Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. So here we have Utah primary schools ban Bible for vulgarity and violence. Well, there you go. I told you about the anti-Christian agenda. It says here, a school district in the US state of Utah has removed the Bible from elementary and middle schools for containing vulgarity and violence. The move follows a complaint from a parent that the King James Bible has material unsuitable for children. See how they specifically mention the King James Bible. So what is this? Is this just for the King James Bible only? Or is it for any Bible? I'm not sure. But, well, they mention the King James Bible. Now, this is I believe, another staged media event in order to gauge the public's response. This is a fishing expedition to get influencers and media shows to have it as a topic and then gauge the response. And then when they look at the overall online response, they will determine if they can continue to ban it elsewhere. So let's just take a quick look at a couple of news clips.
The Davis County School District is removing the King James Version of the Bible from elementary and junior high schools here. The school district says around 7 to 8 schools around the district had the Bible in their libraries. They are being removed following a Utah law that prohibits schools from having pornographic or indecent material.
This decision comes after the District Review Committee determined that this Bible does not contain sensitive material defined by Utah law, but they say it does have, quote, elements of vulgarity or violence not suitable for younger students. Bob Judson has a fifth grader in Davis County, so his initial reaction to hearing this news.
Do I agree with them banning Bible? No.
Meanwhile, Jonah Judson is a high schooler in Bountiful. While he doesn't agree with banning books, he says,
if they're banning all these other books, then it's really just fair to just ban the Bible too.
Davis District says around 7 to 8 elementary and junior high schools have the Bible in their libraries. They will be removed. This comes following a Utah law that prohibits schools from having pornographic or indecent material. Do you think there's inappropriate material in the Bible?
Oh, definitely. There's whole chapters about.
Yeah, so they keep mentioning the King James Version. So, I mean, if that's the case, don't worry, it's just the King James Bible that's banned. All those new modern, rewritten, mistranslated, misleading versions, they're not banned. Is that the idea? I mean, let's face it, if you want to bring in a Luciferian New World Order, you can't just have the most accurate history book of all time just laying willy-nilly around for people to pick up and read and therefore reveal the truth to themselves, yeah? Got to get that banned, right? Now, I know they've been banning certain books in Utah over the last 6 months, and this is, I believe, was probably all staged to get round to what they really wanted to do. And that was to ban the Bible. That's the one they want taken out. And now what you'll see is a big media circus, a big media reaction, social media circus, media influencers. They'll have debates about it and so on. And they will look over the reaction and the feedback online to see how much support or kickback there is against it. And then they will analyse it, and that will determine their next move and how far they think they can go without rocking the boat too much. Now, this is no surprise, right? This is no surprise. The question is for the unbelievers out there. It's up to you, what you believe. I'm not here to twist your arm. But for the unbelievers, the ones in the comments, who I'm surprised are still around, seeing that they say they don't believe. But for the unbelievers, right, the question is, why do you think they are doing this now? Why are you seeing news stories talking about banning the Bible? Why right now? Why not like 5 years ago? Why not 10 years ago? Why not 20 years ago? Do you think it's a coincidence that this is happening at this particular time? A time where they want to bring in a new world order. We have talk of banning the Bible in a world where the occultists of the United Nations, the Lucis Trust, the Lucifer Publishing, talk about how we are entering the age of Aquarius, how this is a new dawn for civilization, so they say. Do you really think it's a coinky-dink that they are banning the Bible right now? Some people say in the comments things like, the powers that be are following the script of the Bible, and that the powers that be wrote it themselves. Now, this argument, in my opinion, is very weak. It would only make sense if the Bible was incredibly popular. Yeah? It would only make sense if everybody followed the Bible inside out. I mean, most people don't know anything about the Bible. They'll know who is in Love Island, but the Bible, no. Now, I mean, I don't know if you've taken a look around you recently, but talking about Jesus and the Bible is actually very uncommon. The world has never been more secular, and there's a reason for this. I mean, in general, people have been brainwashed to think it is all nonsense. The brainwashing has been successful because it has been done relentlessly by an interconnected international networked media, by governments, by scientists, and the entertainment industry. What you call the powers that be have spent 99% of the last 5, 6, 7 decades influencing and programming the masses to turn away from the Bible, to turn away from God, to turn away from Jesus. They want to ban the Bible now, and especially the New Testament, as you can see here. So it doesn't make any sense. I mean, well, what year is it? You ask someone, what year is it? And they say, well, it's 2023. It's 2023 AD. What's the AD stand for? AD stands for Anno Domini, Latin for in the year of the Lord. It's used to refer to the years after the birth of Jesus. That means it's 2023 years after the birth of Jesus, right? So they reset the years on account of the birth of Jesus. That's what we are told anyway. So something significant must have happened around that time. What do you reckon? So yeah, you have all of these things happening, and do you unbelievers really think it's a coincidence that we are seeing stories now about the banning of a Bible? And this just so happens to correspond with a time right now also where occultists at the United Nations, the Lucis Trust, say we are moving into the age of Aquarius at this moment now, in this decade, where they want a new world order, a new golden age, they say. They want a new power released, a new manifestation of that evolutionary tide of events, they say, which is a one world government, a one world religion, and a one world currency. They state, they believe the age of Aquarius is about going from the Pisces age into the Aquarian age. Pisces, the fish, is associated with Jesus. The Pisces is a symbol of Christ. Therefore, according to them, the coming of the new age will signify the end of Christianity as well. And they want to bring a new system and a new world order for this. And that is all of the crap that we are seeing going on at this time now. All of the things that everybody's complaining about. The sudden arrival in the last few years of the CBDC digital currencies in every country, all at the same time, incoming with programmable money, dictating what you can and cannot buy, digital enslavement, the universal basic income, inflation, price rises, cost of living crisis, smart meters, jib-jabs, lockdowns, the World Health Organization Pandemic Preparedness Treaty, 5G towers everywhere, systems being put in place to track and trace you everywhere you go, digital IDs, biometric IDs, facial recognition, transhumanism, artificial intelligence being introduced, a counterfeit, which is a counterfeit intelligence, organized religions, talking of forming a one world religion, an interfaith agreement being signed. Yeah, it's all about unifying, mixing everything together, blending it all into one. Farmers being told to stop farming, genetically modified everything, children being conditioned to eat bugs, transgender agenda, pronouns, mixing genders, again trying to blend everything into one, climate change commandments being announced, designer babies, DNA editing, yeah. And let's remove father from the Lord's Prayer. Let's ban the Bible. And you think it's all a coincidence? Seriously? How is that new golden age, that new world order looking to you? The age of Aquarius that supposedly leaves Jesus behind. It won't happen. It won't be successful, but that's what they are trying to do. Your whole legal framework, your moral and ethical outlook stems from the Ten Commandments. You've been brought up with this. Yeah? Marriage, the whole family unit comes from God. The family is the foundational institution of society ordained by God. Marriage, Adam and Eve, the first marriage was based on a covenant, promise. Yeah, what you consider to be right and wrong, it all stems from this. Our understanding of what is a vice and what is a virtue. Yeah, is it any wonder that everything is now being turned upside down? And now they are banning Bibles. And you think it might be a coincidence? You don't think this is relevant? You see these comments and it's like, stop talking about the Bible. That is exactly what they want you to do. That is exactly what they want to leave behind. And all those things mentioned earlier is what they want to bring in. And they're still going to end up losing. I'll end with this one. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you later.